Good evening, good afternoon, and there might be a good morning in some parts of the world. And we welcome you on Neelam Saxena's page. And as they say, ladies and the gentlemen who might join us later as audience, poetry unites. And here we are, seated miles apart in the confines of our warm homes in the US, in India, and from the Middle East. And here we are connected on Neelam Saxena's page. So poetry does unite. Welcome, dear poets from across the world, Megha, Susan, Neelam, Sunena, and Juhi. It is our 24th international meet, and what a pleasure and honor to have this new panel of lovely poetesses from across the globe. So let me have this time to introduce each one of them one by one. And what a panel we have today. Susan, also named is called Rescue Poetics, is a self-taught bilingual poet with a deep love for knowledge, music, coffee, food, dogs, and the color red. Not always in that order. She is twice honored poet laureate, the first Puerto Rican woman poet laureate of Jersey City, and the state of New Jersey beat poet laureate from 2022 to 2024. Words are embedded in her life. Her passion for them started at age 9 with a dictionary, notebook, and the latest paperback she could ever get her hands on. So we all shout out a warm welcome to Susan, also known as Rescue Poetics. Welcome, Susan. I move on to introduce a friend that I had met long ago on this very platform. Megha Sood. She's an award winning Asian American poet, editor, and literary activist. She's a literary partner with Life in Quarantine at Stanford University. Her widely anthologized poems, essays, and other works talk about her experience as a first generation immigrant and woman of color. Author of Chapbook, My Body is Not an Apology, Finishing Line Press 2021, and full length, My Body Lives Like a Threat. She has co edited anthology The Medusa Project and has been selected as a digital payload to be sent to the moon in 2024 in collaboration with NASA. How wonderful, Megha! This is quite a revelation. I welcome you, dear.
Thank you
And
so
now
much.
we welcome. And now we move on to the very first time Sunena joining us from Maryland. Sunena Pal was born and raised in Mumbai, India, and currently resides in Maryland with her family. She's a poet and author of Refugees in Their Own Country, which explores the partition of India. Her poetry is widely published in international journals and anthologies. Sunena is also the director of the Poetry Academy and practices heartfulness, meditation, and you can visit her at her website. Now, I would like to move back to my homeland, India, wherein from Pune joins us Juhi Gupte. She is an unconventional poet, nonconformist too. She loves to ink her thoughts in English, Hindi, and sometimes Marathi. Her poems are published and recognized in several international anthologies across US, Russia, Europe, South Asia. She caters as editor to anthologies and blogs. She has co authored 18 plus poetry books and novels. Professionally, she's working in IT MNC as senior manager HR. She is a volunteer Indian Sign Language interpreter. And now we move on to the lady herself on whose page we all unite today. Neelam Saxena Chandra has authored 7 novels, 9 short story collections, 39 poetry collections, and 15 children's books. She is a bilingual author who writes in English as well as in Hindi. More than 2,000 of her poem stories have been published in various journals, anthologies, magazines. She holds 3 records with the Limca Book of Records. She has won several international and national awards. She was listed in Forbes India as one of the most popular 78 authors in 2014. And as the host of the evening, I give you a warm welcome, ladies, and looking forward to a wonderful session.
No, no, I would like to introduce our dear host Nivedita. Award-winning author Nivedita Roy is a teacher by profession, bilingual poetess and writer. She resides in the Kingdom of Bahrain and belongs to Lucknow. She is the author of three solo books in English and Hindi. She has co-authored 21 anthologies till date. Her poems, articles are published in many newspapers, e-zines, and websites all over the world. She organizes poetry sessions and book talk shows uh, at many places, including on NS page. Welcome, Nivedita.
Thank you so much, Neelam. Thank you very much. And it is time for us to now move ahead with our wonderful poetry session, which I'm so looking forward to. And in the first round, I would like to invite Susan as our first guest poet laureate. It's such an honor to have you, Susan. Rescue Poetics. And I will just say two lines about the first poem that she's going to recite. Susan is going to talk about an exploration of self awareness as an individual, as a woman, and a freedom from the constriction of expectations. And Susan, I welcome you to recite your first poem, dear.
Thank you. Such an honor to be here. I could extol the virtues of motherhood, tell of the wondrous ability to create life, praise the struggle of raising kids as a single parent, martyr this as my greatest accomplishment. I could hide my failures, asinine judgment calls, ass backwards decisions, the madness and chaos that followed, gloss it over, make it pretty. I could ignore the rage, having done so for years. Runs in fishnet stockings, one of the varicose veins. That's gone. Parchment paper edges singed. It's time to cut it away, peel it back, and grow a new one. Over scars, my last relationship cried open just to watch the blood flow. The hardest thing isn't to let go. The hardest thing isn't to let go. The hardest thing isn't to let go. The hardest thing is to move on. Not defined by motherhood, children, work, relationship, or any other human being. Standing as I am, rediscovering myself forever and however and whoever that may be. At the mouth of change, I dare to look back. My shedding, scattered like breadcrumbs on a path I no longer travel. Maybe I like that. Today, I don't know how true that is. I do know that I have kept from me the need, the fear, the desire to return to the devil I know. Thank you, that was shedding.
How wonderful. What an interpretation. What an interpretation. Thank you so much, Susan. What a wonderful words. And now I would like to invite Sunena. And Sunena will talk about a squeak. And she says that this is related to her mental situation as a mother because of her son's speech delay. And how wonderful to hear a mother recite a poem related to her situation. I welcome you, Sunena, for the very first time on Neelam Saxena's page. Welcome, my dear.
Thank you. And before I do get into the poem, though, I just want to say that it's an honor to be here. With I have known Neelam ji since I had just started writing, and I was trying to get to know the process of writing a poem. Also, I see Neelam ji nodding. I'm honored that she remembers. But this was the first time. There you go. If you remember this, this is the she had included the poetry, and I felt, oh, if Neelamji is accepting my poetry has some hope, and I'm. It has been a journey for me. So this poem is one of those steps of the journey. This poem, like she said, is about my motherhood experience. It's called Squeaks. Squeaks the brown oak door as we open and enter inside. Squeak the door closes as you throw your shoes on the side. I almost squeak for the umpteenth time. Keep everything in its place before washing hands. Squeaks no creaks, but just as annoying the couch as you sit to see the picture book. Squeaks the kitchen floor as I walk over it to get the trash bag and finish my chore. Squeaks open the door again as I walk into the trash chute, and ironically, the trash door squeaks too, and my head will explode if I hear another squeak, but the door closes again, and there it is. As if I don't have enough on my mind, but squeak goes the brown door again as I enter and wonder, when will you speak? Squeaks and creaks the couch as you bounce on it, waiting for my attention. Squeaks and creaks it even more as you show me the book you want to read but can't still. Squeak, ugh, I mean speak. I wonder if you will need a special school and how to afford it. Squeaks, no creaks, more annoying now the couch as I sit by you and feel like pulling my hair, but then you squeak. A hi with a grin. And I look at you wide eyed as you wiggle out to squeak or actually speak. A bye, mama, and giggle while I happily shriek. Thank you.
How beautiful, Sunana.
Thank you.
I think everybody must have gone back a little to, we can relate to you and how beautiful, beautifully woven verse. Loved it. And let me now have the pleasure to invite dearest Megha, who will take us on a trail of kindness, wherein her verse tells us how nature teaches us resilience and kindness through its various creations, and how it teaches us to find hope in every bleak situation. And I am so surprised and kind of very taken with how Sunaina's poem is leading on to Megha's poem. How wonderful is that? Welcome, Megha. Take us to a trail of kindness now.
Thanks so much, Nivedita, for hosting this, and as always, thanks Neelam ji for like giving us your platform. And it's always been an like honor and pleasure to be part of the International Poetry Meet and to make new friends and read poetry with the old friends and learn through this process and to share our creative journeys with each other. And as you say, it's like serendipity, right? Right, how
Yeah,
Sunena's poem led into, and we didn't know about each other poems, and it's all comes
exactly.
together, and that's what the beauty of the poetry is. Yeah, right, it's like it's kind of like brings all us together one way or the other. So
Correct.
without taking much more time, the poem, as you know, it's called The Trails of Kindness, and it was published in the Pen Women blog by the National League of American Pen Women, and it was also part of a public exhibit in Canco Park, and it was done by Walk By, which is an international arts organization in Jersey City. Trails of Kindness. I count the years as I walk past the trees lining my courtyard, counting them one by one neatly on my soft, supple fingers. The mighty oak has weathered worse and still nests sparrows. The jasmine tree, whose flower laden shoots smile through the fragrant arms, waves me goodbye, their warm presence deeply carried by the northern winds. Even with a slight opening in my kitchen window, they can make their presence felt. What more is this to life than to count joys and blessings in the crawling lines of my mint plant that is growing and spilling joys in all directions? The new tender leaves of basil twinkling and shining through the sliver of the sunlight, warm supple hands of my succulents holding water as kindness in their thick leaves remind me of the frail hands of my granny combing my hair and making trails of kindness, reminding me always that kindness is a necessary gesture of acceptance. like those puny sapling breaking through the crumbling earth as it finds hope and grows through pain. Thanks everyone for
Beautiful.
listening.
Thank you. Thank you. It literally felt like we are just in a garden taking a walk with you. What beautiful imagery you created, Megha. Oh, amazing. And no wonder. We now know where Megha's quill works and how it works. And as we have just heard so much about the beautiful Mother Nature, I would like to move back to my homeland, India, and invite Juhi because she's going to talk about her mother, whose birthday she will be celebrating very soon, as she told me. So, Juhi, the stage is all yours, dear. What
Thank
do
you
you
so
want
much.
to
Thank you
go
so
ahead,
much.
dear?
And I'm in between all of you. I'm having my fan moment. So, already celebrating it. And it's her birthday today, yes. And with this stage, I would like to kind of, greet her with my words. It's what I could possibly. Yeah,
How
so
beautiful.
So I'll just say something about the silhouette. I'm sure that whenever daughters are married off and they separate kind of from the mom or for studies or for work, I'm sure they would relate to it. All of us.
Hmm, sure.
Mom's eyes were stunned. Mom's eyes were stunned for each wrong I did. Whenever my wants hiked, her wish list got buried. Eternal place was her womb. Out, I am in a far off land. That lap is a silhouette. Confronted fate's unfathomable folds, she stood tall by my side and taught me without teaching. Sweat on. There ain't no free ride. Silly squalls are trying to dissuade. Silly squalls are trying to dissuade me in countless pieces. But unshaken is my silhouette. And last few lines, because mother cannot be summed up in whatever way we could. So last few lines for her. She blows the plus candles today. Loose cheeks get cut somehow. Finding good in trepidation. Laughter about to burst now. Skies uncertain. Earth has no dust unmoved. Horizon has her silhouette. That's it from me. Happy birthday, Mama.
Happy birthday to your mother. I'm sure she will be very
Happy
proud
birthday
of
to your
you.
mother.
I know, so sweet, right? I hope she has
Very,
a
very
wonderful
sweet.
day.
Yeah. And those are very beautiful lines, and I'm sure they are very, very heartfelt.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now that we talk of Mother Nature, we talk about our mother, I will move on to the tech support for today. Our dearest, dearest, beautiful Neelam. Neelam has a poem where I'm not even going back to my prepared speech that I kept for her poem. I'm just speaking out of my heart. And her poem is so thought provoking. And all of us who have lived in India or, like me, visit India once a year or twice in a year, you will be able to relate to it. So, without revealing much from her poem, I will invite Neelam now on our page, because if I say her page, she gets very annoyed. And I don't want to annoy her today. So, Neelam, welcome to our page. And I welcome you to speak about the stinking walls that you have written so powerfully about. Welcome, dear.
Thank you so much, dear Nivi. So here's my poem. The walls stink. People have been peeing. Shulabh Shauchalay stands just next to it. Sulabh Shauchalay is a washroom. Sulabh Shauchalay stands just next to it as a silent witness. Why do people pee on the walls then? Perhaps these walls can't speak. Perhaps there's no policing, or perhaps it's sheer habit. Habits die hard. Running is a habit. Some idiot shoots since he's unhappy. Some other rascal shoots, obsessed with racism. But some nations also shoot to assert their might. Gunning is indeed a habit. Raping is also a habit. It begins with fondling. Often the girl is dissuaded to complain. Shh, remain quiet, she's often told by other ladies in the house. The guy thinks it's normal to kiss, to fondle, to rape. He has to assert his manhood that way. He's no longer afraid. Nobody will complain. And now, raping is his habit. Little do these persons understand that their habits leave stinking walls behind, and the foul odor is going to remain with them where they go. Little do these persons understand that their habits leave stinking walls behind, and the foul odor is going to be with them where'er they go. Thank you.
Thank you, Neelam. I have goosebumps. Thank you very much. You're
So
just
now,
speechless.
so now, yeah, we have to speak sometimes not only about optimism but also about the facts of life. As poets,
Correct.
it's our duty, our responsibility. So I've done just that. So now I invite you to render your next poem. Tragedies often invoke so many emotions inside us. And as a poet, what did you feel about the Texan tragedy is what I would like to know.
Thank you, Neelam. And my poem is titled Texan Tragedy. And when I read the poem, you will all relate to it and you will know what I'm talking about. The clock ticked away, uncaring, relentless. The uncanny silence of the classroom was creating a suffocating ambience. The silence had a deep voice, the voice that spelled lonesome thoughts. My thoughts lingered on the empty chairs. The occupants of those chairs, now just faces in a frame. A few minutes ago, chirping, cheering like tiny avifaunas, sharing innocent feelings, each one ready to share their stories. Stories about their family, pets, superheroes. They happily regale and retell. And then a sudden monster arrived. Heartless volley of shells, screams, loud noise, crying, and and the silence engulfs the room again. The silence witnessed scared faces. It heard rushed heartbeats. It saw the blood gushing from tiny hearts. The clock ticks away and tells me, how long shall the world wait to act? How long till we wait to see innocent die? How long will this silence last? How many more massacres to hear this distant thunder? And the clock ticks away. Thank you, friends.
Very thoughtful and very, touching poem. Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you, Neelam. So we have taken a nice trail around Mega's garden, Susan's shredded papers, around Juhi's mom's house, and the squeaking little lovely dude in Sunena's house. And we went around the stinking walls around the Texas. Now, if Neelam wants, she could take a few comments, or if she wants to thank the people who have joined us, and then we will move along with the second round here.
Today, a lot and lot of people have joined us for this wonderful meet. We have Aparna ji with us. Kumar Prasanna has been throughout. Vaida has been praising our poems. And Renu Mishra is here. Shalja Sharma is here. Satvidi is here. Anshu Sharma is here. Maitri Joshi is here. And she has been here throughout. And we have many more. Meera Bhansali and Vikas Kumar, Renuka Navani, Anup Jalan. So many people have been with us, and they are praising the poems rendered by all the poets, and that's a wonderful thing. So we can move on to round two.
Sure. Thank you so much. So, on behalf of our panel, I would like to thank the people who joined us, all the viewers and audience, and thank you for appreciating and being with the theme of our evening. And now it's time for us to move on with the second round. So, once again, I would like to invite Susan, also known as Rescue Poetics, and her second poem talks about food is family. So her poem will tell us about the growth in cultural traditions of food, family, and the connections that are strengthened through joyful traditions. And I so agree with her. Traditions keep our family bonds alive. Welcome, Susan. Rescue Poetics.
Thank you, thank you. We all have those foods that when we're gathered with our family that just mean so much to us. And even just talking about those foods bring us together, right? So that's what this poem is. Growing up in a large Puerto Rican family meant parties for every occasion, big gatherings of generations and generations that reach back to the motherland. Standard foods for every day: aguacate, tostones, arroz, carne. During celebrations, visiting families, you could count on special things. When Abuelita brought out the huge caldero to make a massive pot of arroz con gandules. Easter meant ensalada de bacalao. Spring goodness of root vegetables, onions, eggs, and salted codfish, hot or cold, worth every comfort food mouthful. Other occasions, bautizos, Nochebuena, New Year's Eve, brought the truly great things: arroz con dulce, pernil, arroz con gandules, más y más arroz con gandules, flan, and my favorite, pasteles. Making pasteles was a family affair long into the night, a production line of aromas and textures, a marathon of papel and twine. Stacked stations of unrelated things became the steps to a family experience. Hours and hours after the slow roasted pork fell apart, boiled mashed vegetables to make the masa. Annatto seeds turned to achotina for its rich telling color. Olives green, fingertips blackened by the labor of love. Those once unique bits turned into structures and stacks of freezer-ready goodness, because you couldn't just make one or two. No. Making pasteles is commitment, dedication, drive until at least one of the big dented, well-worn pots with a story of its own and its own history signals the chance to sample the family food effort and how close La Familia truly is while cutting the twine, no matter how hot, stinging fingertips, tossed onto the plate, covered with ketchup, picante, or nothing at all, and then to dig into it with laughter and the appetite for connection. Thank you.
Thank you for making us so hungry for rescue politics. I wish, I wish we were at your place and we would be watching all these. And somebody does comment, say sumptuous spoon. I think that's the best way to
No,
say
that
it.
makes me.
I have pasteles in my freezer, so anytime.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, she's a great cook. So yeah, we want to be at her place.
I'm surely coming.
Oh, Neelam is coming very soon. Yes, true that.
You're all welcome.
Yeah, very wonderful. And when you said the word
Yeah.
picante, I said, I have to tell you, one of my favorite dishes also is polo picante.
Ah,
It's,
nice.
yeah, yes, I could give an arm for it. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And moving on in the second round, I would like to invite Sunena once again. Sunena is going to recite a poem from her book, Refugees in Their Own Country. The poem is about her grandmother, who's very irritated with the sand in her house before the partition of India. And I'm so looking forward to hearing your poem, San. Sunena, welcome once more.
I completely forgot that I had to read, but thank you. This is the book and the poem is coming. Sand. Every morning she would sweep and sweep and sweep, but tiny particles accumulated yet again, making her sweep in the evening anew. Every day she hoped she wouldn't have to sweep. Every single day she cursed each and every particle as she swept the Nikammi sand and prayed for a life where she didn't have to sweep, where she could spend time with her kids, making pakwan, applying henna, or watching them play. Never did she imagine partition would make this silly desire come true, giving her the urgent new dream of returning to her home filled with sand. Thank you.
Oh my God. What what a comprehensive emotion woven maybe in just 12 lines, 10 lines. Sunena, how beautiful. And as the word that Megha used, I'm going to use, there is a definitely some blessing on this stage today. And none of the poets knew each other's poems, but we are feeling so connected right now. I move on to inviting Megha. Megha is going to talk about the taste of home. It is about her experience as a first generation immigrant, encompassing the feelings of loss and belonging through food and a fruit like mango. This evening is really special. Megha, I welcome you on
Thanks so
stage.
much. Thanks, Nivedita. Yeah, I know. I'm like, my poem kind of encompasses the feeling which rescue, like, defined in her poem about like food.
Yeah,
And it also takes the feeling of Sunena's poem or like your first
correct.
generation immigrant. So I'm like, I am so surprised as well. But yeah, it's serendipity for sure. So
Sure.
it's called Taste of Home, and as I'm eating mangoes also these days, which is like specially imported by a seller from India, Bombay. So yeah,
Wow.
this poems come to my mind, and it's called Taste of Home. I ransacked my memories only to come empty-handed. The immigrant in me, for this
My
traveler.
place.
This is it okay? Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, I'll start again.
yeah, please.
Taste of Home. I ransacked my memories only to come empty handed. The immigrant in me, for this traveler, the search never ends. I look everywhere for something good and golden that I try to drag across the borders, tightly stuffed within the folds of my other perfumed clothes, carrying the smell of home in my suitcases. Crossing the invisible lines with me, the almost familiar fragrance, something that no longer stayed with me, yet never leaves me. Like a musk deer always in search, I looked for it everywhere except inside me. The burden of responsibility tugged along with my hyphenated identity, and I keep dangling between the two, akin to limbo, trying to stay true to either of them, only to get lost in translation every single time. I open my mouth and my tongue turns and twists to fit the cookie cutter rules of this new world. Like a dandelion, I'm swayed by the winds, doused by the fragrance of opportunities, and by something good that lies beneath the dearth of hope that the new sun brings. The sky welcomes everyone with its blue kindness, With hands laced with henna and turmeric tainted fingers, I try to carve my own identity. I dig my teeth deeper into the fresh, juicy plum of the mangoes each summer, trying to masticate the similarities in their pith. Every mouthful of the yellow nectar I gulp ends in disappointment, leaving a metallic taste of longing inside me. It churns into a shade of loneliness each time, every time. The dissimilarities overpower the experience, and I've been left longing for more. What exactly is the taste of home? Who could tell? I stopped at every place that bears the resemblance of home only to move to the next one. They say I'm a pessimist, still looking for love more than I deserve, still looking for a home when there is none.
Hmm.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Megha. You are talking the language of my heart. I know what you're saying. I feel it right now. You know,
Uh,
this this life from one suitcase. I so relate to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And after hearing such a wonderful poem, and only an expatriate in a new country can understand, which I do very well, we would like to move on to Juhi. And Juhi would like to tell us a secret conversation that she has with the Almighty. And let's hear what are the things that she talks about, which we all do at times, but she has the courage to share with us what she is talking to him about. Welcome, Juhi.
Thank you so much, Nivi ma'am. I totally relate when you people were saying the serendipity. The segue is going on, and
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know. I'm also surprised. So I'll just come to my poem. I'll not say anything more. Right. So
welcome.
it's a monologue.
Hmm.
Ungodly hour, calling it a day. Half well spent, rest and dismay. Now wide awake, partly insane, lost. I then chant your name. For the silver ball, for the silver ball, the gleaming one. Soul dark walk is not much fun. Stars to love and clouds to blame. Thoughtful, I then chant your name. Stars to love, clouds to blame. Thoughtful, I then chant your name. Time cobwebbed, hovering images have dared to unravel the mazes. Breaking cold, rigid, fussy frame. Moist eyes, I then chant your name. Ditched mind, stitched souls. Ruda rules, elusive goals. Die on puppets, an unknown game. Answered, I then chant your name. So whenever I'm in doubt, we all feel this, that why me? Why is it happening with me? So die on puppets, an unknown game. Answered, I then chant your name. Doubted, thanked, prayed, troubled enough. Doubted, thanked, prayed, troubled enough. Hand hold me, God, the rains are rough. Cast morn ball, cast morning ball, fireball again. Assured, I then chant your name.
Wonderful. Die puppets. How true is that? We are his puppets. Thank you, Juhi. Very beautiful.
Thanks, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And now I would like to invite Neelam. Neelam, are you able to hear me? Is Neelam connected? I hope she is. Yes, I think. Neelam's poem will be talking about
I'm
a
there.
teenager that
I'm
you are
there.
there. All right. Marked present. Neelam, I welcome you to recite your second poem about the teenager that you feel so strongly about. Welcome, dear.
Okay, thank you. This was about a boy, a young teen who was not well, and I had written on it. I take a stroll in the morning after a long time. I rejoice under the calm zephyr of the tall teak tree. A feeling that nature is eternal and complete erupts out of nowhere. But don't we feel that life itself is eternal and complete? Then why is that kid in his teens shrieking on the deathbed for a few more years of his life? Why is he not playing football like other kids of the colony? Football. A very interesting game indeed. One kicks and kicks the ball till the anger gets completely vented out. When the teammates are calm enough, a goal occurs. I think I should be playing football. But am I angry? One-sided anger? Anger erupting like a stream of water, closed by some valve of social norms? Where does this anger have its source? The death of my sister when she was 3? Am I still carrying the pain in my heart? I can't see anyone die again now at a young age when life has so much to offer. I can now understand the dialogue which my elders utter. God, may you give a few years of my life to this person when they wish to bless. Blessings? Are they real? Do they really emanate from the heart? Is there really some God who can listen to them? Or are they just said for the sake of saying? I hope I die one fine night without that hope that someone will come and take me to the hospital. I know well now that wishes and blessings are a farce. And doctors? Well, they are no gods. But right now, I really hope I can do something for that teenager with dreams in his eyes and perforations in his abdomen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Neelam. Once again, very, very, very deep, very intense. Thank you very much. That's how our Neelam is. Very effective with her simplest of words, digging out the deepest of feelings. Thank you so much, Neelam.
My pleasure, dear. And let us now invite Nivi, who is herself so vast, whose thoughts are so vast. So, why don't you render a poem on something like ocean or sea?
Sure. Thank you so much. And as you know, I live on an island, a small island in the Middle East, the Kingdom of Bahrain. So I love to talk about the ocean. The ocean, deep blue hues outstretched across, at the horizon, shining as a silver gloss, amalgamated with the sky, as a poet drinks his words to get high, raging in ebbing waves, rolling lazily to kiss the land, hiding treasures in its depth, flowing through the earth's length. The ocean serenely flows, an eye full of soothing balm. Nature's bounty went so calm. The heavy fauna skipping on its bosom, the sail of the yachts adorn her chasm, absorbs all around its periphery, guarding the marine mystery. When angry and enraged, hath the fury of a woman scorned, lashing and destroying all with its wrath. As a smitten lover possessed by her beloved, embracing the river in its vast arms, caressing the shore as if holding its palms. Vast yet deep, dear ocean, thou art a puzzle indeed. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, everyone. Uh, I would like to request all our panel of wonderful poets to now unmute themselves. And now that we have come to the end of our show, we would like to hear very few words from each one of you, especially Sunena, Susan, and Megha, because Neelam, Juhi, and I are all the hosts indirectly who are hosting, welcoming you on Neelam's page. So, Sunena and Susan and Megha, if you could take turn by turn to speak a few words about your experience and your feelings for joining our show. Susan, you may go ahead.
Thank you. It's such an honor and pleasure to be here. This has just been so inspiring. And to understand and connect with people all over the world is just incredible. So thank you for the invitation. This has been absolutely beautiful.
Thank you very much, Rescue Poetics. We will move on to Sunena.
What can I say? Neelam ji is someone I have been following the journey, and same with Megha. I felt so surprised. I'm like, oh, I'm reading alongside Megha. That is so cool. And like I'll be learning more from Megha, I know, but I'm really honored, Nivedita. I'm so glad that we got in touch and we're doing this. This is wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much for accepting the invitation. Megha, dear,
Thanks, Nivedita. It's always like a friend and family gathering, and I don't take it up as an event or something which I have to do it like on a professional basis, because it's
correct.
because we are so like in different time zones, it hardly gives us time to connect together. And as you know, because of technology and because of our common love for poetry, so poetry give us this beautiful time. And it's an honor to pleasure to be part of it. I look forward to more gatherings like this. And as we all can surely must have felt the serendipity and the things which are common in so much of emotions, and that's the thread which weaves us together. So thanks again for making me part of it, Neelam ji and Nivedita.
Thank you so much, Megha. And because we have a little bit of time, I would like to definitely invite my lovely Juhi and hear about her experience of the evening. It's always a pleasure to share the stage with you, Juhi.
Thank you so much, Nivi ma'am. It's an honor as well. I mean, being with you all, the yin yang energy, the feminine energy, I salute to it because, a learning experience, I would say. Like, after a worked up Monday, I am feeling fresh, and that's the answer.
Thank you so much, Juhi. And I would uh, really, really am looking forward to hearing something from my dear, beautiful friend, Neelam. Neelam, welcome, dear. What would you like to say? You have hardly spoken in the evening today. Have to say something.
I have been so worried about the technical glitch that I am facing today.
I know.
So, well,
Relax, it's okay.
it's an honor and a so it's an honor, a pleasure to be connecting to such wonderful poets. This feels like a big, vast family. We have our group, literary warriors group, and so many of our members have joined us. So they are our family. Our panelists are family. I've met Megha, of course, Nivedita online, but chatting Rescue Poetics for the first time. And it was so nice to hear your poems. And I always follow Megha's poems. And Sunana, yes, my little, I used to think she's
This
a
is this is
baby.
this has made
And
my day.
but such amazing thoughts, and this anthology in which she participated was, I suppose, one of my first ones. And means very wonderful thing. And Nivedita, you hosted it so well. So many people have written about your hosting. Thank you so much.
Really, we should give a big round of applause. Wonderfully done. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I would say I think I have had the best part of the evening by sharing the stage with all such wonderful poets, and how much, as Juhi said, it's always a learning curve for each one of us. How much we get to learn, how much we get to see how one topic can be interpreted by each poet in such a different yet deep and powerful way. And yes, I just thought that it would not be a very boastful way to end the evening, but I do want to say in a very boastful way, of course, today woman power rocks. Claps to that and cheers to that.
Yay!
And, and okay. Rescue Poetics, Megha, Sunena, and Juhi. We will ensure that, in months to come and years to come, we do have these gatherings, and you please stay connected with us and Neelam. We have these sessions on and off, and it will be such a pleasure to be in connection with each other. And of course, poetry unites us all. So thank you very much once again to all the viewers and the audience who joined.
Yeah.
I sent a lot of warm greetings from Bahrain to all of my panelists here, and wish you a very, very good night to those who will be proceeding towards the dark hours, and a good morning, good afternoon to all those who are on the other side of the world. And with that, let's say, ciao, girls, ciao. Take care. God bless.
Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you all. Have a great day.
Bye, bye,
Bye bye. Bye bye.
bye, bye.